Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. We've been working on this Sony Bvw-70. Okay. A lot of work has been done to this thing. We rebuilt the entire mechanism. Now the deck actually loads. And now we have another problem that I'm going to have to talk to the guy about. Anyways, this is a common problem with these machines. Also, the actual motors on these things, after a certain period of time, they will go bad. The spindle motors for play and rewind. And, well, we discovered that that's a big problem here. We changed out the loading arm, fixed the loading ring, rebuilt the entire loading mechanism so it actually loads now. Big issues with that, and the swing arm and the mechanism arm. It was locked solid. It was frozen solid. Wouldn't even take a tape. That was a big issue right there. But now we have a problem with the deck actually having bad motors. The motors are the spindle motors. Each one of them are individual on their own. And you can see, and now the tape loads, swing arm, all that works just fine. There you go. Goes into the play position. It'll start playing for about 3 or 4 seconds and then go into the error code. And then it physically stops with all the slack. That's due to bad motors on this thing. This thing needs a replacement motors. So that's going to be the problem right there. We're going to need to either get another deck for parts so I can take the motors out, swap them, and change them out. It's a definite big problem. So I just want to let the owner know, and I'm showing him video on this, that this thing has a lot of issues. It's not only been sitting for a very, very long time, the motors are not engaging on it. And that's a big issue. And it's usually because probably he's got a lot of hours on it. And so now we got to try to figure out what to do on this part. But either I get another junk machine so I can scrap off the motors and try and build the one. We're almost like 90% done on this thing, and now we have this problem with bad motors. It doesn't want to engage the tape and stay running. It runs for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then it goes into error code. And that's not good. And that's a big problem. So now we're going to probably talk to the owner on this and figure out what we can do for him. I mean, I might have another deck I could just outright sell him instead of going through the trouble of fixing this one, because this is a little ridiculous. Like I said, even in a fast forward, it doesn't even want to go in the fast forward. You fast forward to about 2 seconds, then it stops. All right, so that's a sure indicator that you got bad motors on this thing. So anyways, completely rebuilt the mechanism and loading carriage. Everything loads and it feeds and everything else. Now we got bad motors. So now we're going to have to figure out how he wants to handle this. I'm going to send him video, give him an idea what the issue is. But this thing has a lot of miles on it. And so best solution would be either getting another machine for parts or just buying a whole different machine entirely, a better model. Or I do have one that I actually probably could sell him if he needs Betacam SP that bad. But this is definitely not a good deal. So we got done rebuilding the mechanism. Everything's engaging. It's all starting to play, and now the motors don't want to keep their tension, and that's usually because the motors are bad, or brakes. But the brakes ain't bad because I just changed them out. So that means the motors are not engaging. So we're gonna have to talk to the owner on this and get an idea of what he wants to do. But these Bvw-70s have lots of problems. Loading. The mechanisms are the biggest problem, but now when you have problems where the motors are kind of wore out and they're not keeping their tension and spinning properly and spinning at the right speeds and various things to keep the tension around the drum so it can keep into play. Won't even go in the fast forward position, so that shows you right there that you got some motor issues. So anyways, guys, let's give you an update on this. Hope you enjoyed this video.